Welcome back to Training for Life. Today we're talking about maximizing your high school sports experience. And most successful high school sports programs have one thing in common, Tara, and that is a successful youth sports program in the community.
It's so true, Don. Recently, I had the opportunity to visit two of the most successful sports programs in the tri-state area, and I found out how they're churning out top-notch athletes as well as members of the community.
Wayne football historically has been a force to be reckoned with within the tri-state. Wayne Hills, 6 state championships overall, winners of 55 straight games from 2004 to 2009. Wayne Valley, playoff appearances in 2005, 06, 07, and 08, and a perennial threat in North Jersey football. In Lakeland, New York, it's the ladies that take top billing. Coach Sharon Sarson and the community in Lakeland have created a dynasty in girls lacrosse and field hockey. Lakeland High School field hockey is proud of its 10 sectional and 4 state titles, while Lakeland Panis girls lacrosse is the real deal, boasting 8 Section 1 championships.
So how do these high schools consistently produce such winners? Well, you'll find the answer in their youth sports programs, which foster an attitude of hard work, dedication, and community.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! Go back, break down! Good boy. What was the shoulder to share? What was the shoulder?
Well, you really can't do it without volunteers, and there's a lot of people in our program, and I know at the Boys Club that they really spend a lot of time, not just with the actual football portion of it, but raising money and doing all the extra things for the kids.
Without parents and without the volunteers, we don't have a program. Our coaches are based primarily as parents first. They have an extensive experience with either football and playing, or both having coaching experience at a high school or college level. So we're very fortunate in that we do have the parent support that we have.
Chris Olson has been the head coach here at Wayne Hills since 1987. All 3 of his sons have played for him here and have gone through the youth program in Wayne. His son Greg is the starting tight end for the Chicago Bears, while his youngest son Kevin is this year's starting QB for Hills. Chris knows firsthand just how instrumental the youth football program is and just how important it is to the success of this high school team.
Good. Hey, bad angle, bad angle. I don't think you can be successful if you don't have a good, sound, solid feeder program. You know, in the town of Wayne, we're pretty fortunate we have 2. We have the Wayne PAL and we have the Wayne Boys Club. Last year, I know we had about 4, between both programs, we had about 400 kids playing youth football.
Here's the whole program is designed around the community, because it really does pull together this large community of Wayne Township into almost the feel of a small town.
Traveling across the Hudson River to here in Westchester County, we find ourselves another coach that knows a thing or two about winning.
Coach Sharon Sarson has led the Lakeland Panis girls lacrosse program to 8 Section 1 lacrosse championships, and the Lakeland girls field hockey team to 10 sectional and 4 state titles.
The lacrosse program started first, probably about 10 years ago. We were one of the first programs around, and it definitely reaped benefits. We won several section championships, as well as this past year we got to the state finals where we lost by a goal. But I really think that the youth program and the community buying into, being a part of it, and the kids working with the youth really makes a difference in the high school programs. Our field hockey program started a youth program with Shrub Oak Athletic Club 4 years ago. And we've been in the state finals 3 of the last 4 years. So I think there is some direct correlation to a great youth program as well as a strong varsity program, but there's so many other parts that also play into it.
You know, we see that strong sense of community, and what a great example. Only a couple of weeks ago, Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley went head-to-head, and 8,000 people showed up. So it didn't really matter which team you were rooting for, just that strong sense of community coming out and supporting all of these athletes, no matter what color jersey you had on, is pretty spectacular.
It really is, and these are massive programs, and I think the one thing you see in programs like this and communities like this is the generational impact. So it's grandmothers and grandfathers, not just the crazy sports parent, but it's the entire family coming out. And when you see the great support that these student athletes get, or these students get, that's really where I think the key is for these great community programs, is that when there's a lot of involvement from parents and coaches and even the school, then you start to be able to teach those important life lessons. Because it's like when we were kids, you couldn't get away with anything. You couldn't run away because your father and your mother knew what the coach knew and knew what your teacher knew.
And I think it allows the student athlete to step away from the game a little bit and see the bigger picture.
Yeah, there's no question about it. They can see that you know, as we were saying, that this is a part of their education, this is a part of their community and their family. And I think when you talk about life skills, I think one thing that's really important as it gets big like this is to keep it all in perspective. And I think that's the one thing that I've always got, my brother used to always say to me, you know, you're not going to be like that Bruce Springsteen song, are you? Like, you know, the guy who can't give up his high school days because it was all important. So you really have to focus on even being more adamant about the life skills that you want kids to get out of this great experience.
We're even seeing themes of volunteerism and generosity and that whole idea of giving back. You know, at Lakeland Panis, a reason why their feeder programs are so strong is because the varsity coaches have many of the varsity players go back into those feeder programs, and now those varsity girls are coaching the younger ones. So they're automatically given these awesome role models that they can look up to for a variety of reasons, not just for their skills on the field.
Yeah, I think I always say this about the altruistic lessons of sports. Yeah. You have to proactively teach those things. If you want people to understand community, then get them to do something proactive in their community. And I think that one of the greatest things for young people to learn about what they're learning is to have to then go and teach it, right? And then you really have to analyze, okay, how did I learn this? How did I figure this out? And it's not always just, you know, I tell you something and you go do it. You have to put it into your own little brain, and you have to figure out, how do I rationalize? How do I put it into my own little matrix and make it work for me? And then that helps you explain it to somebody else.
Sure, and we talk about those scholarships. Well, what could be better than this all-encompassing student athlete coming with so much more, as we're saying, than just their athletic talents?
Exactly right, and that's why they have to put it all together and put it into the individual, and then that individual can go out and bring it to the world.
Sure. So we've seen the impact of community on local sports, and coming up next, Don will talk to Dr. Tom Ferraro. We'll discuss the dynamic of family as it relates to the overall playing experience. We'll be right back.